So my wife's 2007 Honda CRV is making some noise up from the engine area. And we're gonna try to diagnose it today and try to fix it, and hopefully it helps you out if your 2007 through 2011 CRV is making the same noise. Now the sound that the motor is making up here sounds like a squealing belt. After it warms up, it goes away, but I'm pretty sure it's the pulley on the tensioner behind the power steering pump. And you can see after it warmed up, that noise went away. I still feel like it's the tensioner pulley because it was making all kind of noise the other day when she pulled in. But you can see when she turns the air conditioner on, it starts to make that rattling noise. You can see it shuddering a little bit. And you can hear a rattling noise. So I'm assuming that's going to be a tensioner problem because it only does it under load. Squeals real bad, so I'm thinking, yeah, there it goes again. I'm thinking there's an issue with that idler pulley. Now I did change the air conditioner clutch about a year or two ago, and that was a pain in the butt, but it was making some engine noises too from that. But her air is still working, so I'm assuming that didn't go bad again. And I changed that AC clutch on the car without removing the compressor, which was very hard to do. And I actually bought like a $35 one off of, I think, eBay versus the couple $100 one that Honda wanted, and it's been working flawlessly since, unless that's the problem now. So you can see there that I think it's a belt tensioner. Now I'm gonna go ahead and change that here today. But what I wanted to also tell you, and I was gonna make a video a while back on this, but I didn't actually record all the footage because it was kind of a pain in the butt changing, and I just was so frustrated with it that I didn't record it all. But I did record the noise that it was making. This was about 2 years ago, and it sounded like there was a knocking noise coming from up in here, up through the engine, and that problem was a bad clutch on the AC unit. But I do have a clip of the noise that that was making, and like I said, it was radiating a knock coming up through the top of the engine, so try to see if you can hear it in this clip. So as you can hear, that was more of a knocking noise, and I actually changed that air compressor clutch with one that I bought off of eBay for like, I don't know, it was like around $40, which is crazy because Honda wanted somewhere around like $300 or something for it. And I put it on, and knock on wood, no wood around right here, but knock on wood that it has been working perfectly up until this point. And I'm hoping that is not the problem of this current noise. But like I said, it has been working great ever since. It was a pain in the butt to change because I did change it while the compressor was still on the car, and I had to get the old one off and beat the new one on, and there was just no room to work under there. I did get it on, however, without having to disconnect any lines. But like I said, it was a pain in the butt. And one other sign of that, how I knew it was bad, was because her air conditioning quit working and the clutch was not engaging. So I knew that it needed a clutch anyway, and whenever I took the belt off, I could actually hear the pulley make a noise. So I killed two birds with one stone by fixing her air conditioning and eliminating the noise, the knocking noise that it was making. But anyway, here today, that noise that I seem to think is the squeal and then the little bit of slight knocking once her air conditioner is gauged, I believe is a tensioner pulley. Now you can see that I do have the old one off, and let me tell you, this bolt right here was a super pain in the butt to get out. I mean, I got it out with just maneuvering my hand down around there, having the perfect length extension and swivel, and just enough to get it loose and then getting the bolt out. And then I go in and find a video that says to just take this pulley off the end here, right here, and then you can easily get to that bolt. Some other guys show taking the whole engine mount out here, and shows you can get to it easier, but I feel like that's a lot more work than just taking the end of this pulley off and being able to get right down in there. So you can see here, here's the noise that this one's making. And I'm actually surprised and hoping this is actually the problem, because it doesn't sound too bad, and that thing will sit there and spin all day long. But it is slightly loose. This one has just a little bit of rock to it, not much. This is the new one, but you can see perfectly quiet when it spins. And the part that I ordered here is actually a Gates. This is a kit. It comes with a Micro V Gates belt and also this tensioner, and I believe it was somewhere around 80 bucks from Rock Auto, plus like $16 or $17 in shipping. This is for a 2007 CRV 2.4 liter 4-cylinder. So what I had to do at this point was I had to remove the power steering reservoir bracket, was able to move that up out of the way enough to get to everything down in here. And then there's 3 bolts you have to remove. And like I said, this back one's really, really hard to get to. You hardly have any room in here. And that's why most people say to remove this motor mount. But if you take this off, like I said, you can get to that one a lot easier. And then one thing I didn't know, and I was prying on it, was there is a bolt right down through the center here, a 3rd bolt that holds this on. So you do have to unbolt your alternator, which bolts to these 2 bolts here. And then you take the 2 bolts out, and then the 3rd one in the center to remove this whole tensioner pulley here. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this so that I can get that last bolt in there, because honestly, the whole time I was trying to finagle and wiggle that bolt out, I was thinking to myself, how am I even going to get this thing back in there when I could barely get to it to get it out? I was thinking I was going to have my son come out here with his small hands trying to get it in there, but that just makes perfect sense to take that pulley off there, then put it back on later on. So I'm going to go ahead and get it installed back onto here, and we'll see if it solves the noise. All right, so I got the new one put on. I just got to get the belt fished down through there, and then I'll put the pulley on the end of the tensioner there. There's 1 bolt, 1 in the center hole there, and then like I said, the one behind there, which you really can't get to unless you take this pulley off. Almost on home stretch. All right, so that noise may be the AC compressor clutch. I'm going to spin it and show you. Hopefully this is not the problem again, because this is going to be a pain to change. Let's see if I can show you the noise it's making now that I have the belt off. Don't know if you can hear that. It's making a little bit of noise. Don't know if you can hear that. It's making a little bit of noise, but hopefully it's okay once I get it back together. All right, so I'm gonna fire it up and see if the noise went away, and hopefully it did, because I really don't feel like changing that AC clutch again. I can remember when I changed it the first time, having to beat it back on, I was thinking to myself, man, I hope I never have to change this thing again. Yep. GoPro, stop recording. All right, so the battery is dead, so this is a perfect opportunity to show you the AutoWit Super Cap. This is a batteryless jump pack, and I did a full review on this, so make sure you go check it out. I'll put a link down below to it. But what this thing does is it charges back up with the little bit of voltage that's left in your battery. You can see it just turned on. Batteries, well, this thing's at 13%, now 17, so this thing will charge up. Once it hits 100%, you hit this button, and it will put all that juice back into your battery to start your vehicle. Now, if your battery's completely dead, like 100% zero voltage, this thing will not work. But as you can see there, it barely cranked over, and I'm pretty sure this is gonna work perfect for this. It just takes a minute or two. You can see the voltage of the battery is at 10.7 volts, and this unit's charging up right now at 50%, 10.3 volts. So if that voltage was almost 0 volts of on your battery, then this thing would not recharge, and you would have to use something else to recharge it. But once that hits 100%, I'll show you that it will start the car very good. I've been very impressed with this unit. Now, if your battery, like I said, is completely dead, you can always plug this into somebody else's vehicle. You could charge it from a power station, a power bank, and things like that. Now, it will take a lot longer charging from 5 volt, but this thing has already saved my wife a couple times when her battery was low. And what's nice is you just throw this thing in your trunk and just forget about it. You don't have to ever worry about it being charged or the battery's going bad because there is none. So just a few more minutes, it'll be at 100% and we'll give it a shot. All right, so we're getting up there. It's at 99%. So you can see it says power on. Hit this button. It'll count down starting from like 10 seconds. And when it has a steady beep, you try to start it. There it goes. And that is awesome. And you can see that's still at 93%. Not sure why the GoPro was blurry trying to show you that, but so far sounds good. We're going to turn the air conditioner on and see if it makes that noise again. Turn the AC on. I think it may have fixed it. I don't hear nothing yet. So hopefully that fixed the issue this time. If it comes back, I'll know it's the AC clutch. And like I said, I'm dreading changing that again if I have to. All right, so you can see this thing's pretty awesome. It's currently at 92%. Now, if you do have this thing charged and put it in your car, it will die in like a day or two, so you can't really keep it pre-charged. But I do think we fixed the problem. Seems like there's no noises coming from that compartment area now where it was before, so hopefully that solved the issue. And if not, I'll update you down in the comments if it's something else. And if it's that AC clutch again, I'll probably do a video changing that this time, just to show you what kind of a pain in the butt it is. So if you enjoyed this content, please consider subscribing, checking out some other videos, especially if you want to learn about e-bikes, power stations, fixing other things and things like that. And I will see you all around on the next one. Thanks for watching. Oh, and don't forget, I'll put a link to this down below in the comments if you're interested in picking one up for yourself. Thanks for watching, everyone.